This video describes more blatant signals that point to China trying to provoke the Third World War with the United States. Hello friends, this is Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, where I provide unique analysis of world events based on the unmasked truth that after surrender, Germany continued World War II clandestinely and became a killing machine. I also provide true news that you will find nowhere else. In my June 9, 2022 video titled China is at it again, bringing down another US military Osprey, I exposed that China on June 8, 2022 brought down a US Marine Corps MV-22B Osprey aircraft during training in a remote area in the California desert near the Arizona border, about 115 miles east of San Diego. All 5 Marines on board the aircraft were killed. The very next day, on Thursday, June 9, 2022, a Navy helicopter crashed in a training range in California near the Osprey crash. But all 4 people on board survived, though one person received non-life-threatening injuries. Unfortunately, this was not a crash, but the Chinese also brought down that helicopter, though fortunately all 4 crew members survived. And on February 22, 2022, China had brought down a helicopter contracted to the US Navy on the island of Kauai in Hawaii, in which 4 civilian contractors died. And on March 18, 2022, China brought down an Osprey aircraft during a large NATO training exercise off the coast of Norway, in which 4 US Marines were killed. For those killings, which is the February 22 helicopter and the March 18 Osprey, the US retaliated by bringing down China Eastern Airlines Boeing 737-800 passenger plane on a domestic flight number 5735 in the southern region of Guangxi province on March 21, 2022, with 132 on board, all of whom were killed in the crash. Now, bringing down the Osprey and the helicopter on June 8 and 9 respectively were the latest provocations. The US has not retaliated for these 2 provocations. The second signal that China is preparing for the Third World War against the United States is its lockdowns of Shanghai and now Beijing due to COVID outbreaks, quote unquote. I believe these lockdowns are stunts. The 2-month lockdown of Shanghai caused massive disruptions to global supply chains. The impact of these supply chain disruptions would be that the United States would deplete inventories of computer, electronic, and other manufactured consumer goods imported from China, causing severe hardships during a period of war. It will severely impact the US war effort because it will no longer be possible to import such goods and the existing inventories would be exhausted. Shortage of baby formula in the United States has caused major problems for infants with special needs, with parents hunting for any amounts available, scouring all kinds of stores and pediatrician offices in their own cities, as well as contacting friends and family throughout the United States to locate whatever quantities they could and ship it to them. Imagine the chaos that would ensue if almost all imported goods inventories run dry and the products can no longer be imported. China already had COVID well under control. There were no outbreaks of COVID for nearly 2 years in China. Suddenly, China needs to implement lockdowns in its largest city where much of goods destined for export to the United States are manufactured. It simply does not add up. Adding that to the fact that China has been engaged in direct provocative acts like bringing down US military aircraft is a very strong indication that the COVID-related lockdowns in China are a stunt to disrupt global supply chains in preparation for war against the United States. Then, thirdly, China has been engaged in regular provocations against Taiwan by carrying out military exercises involving naval, air, and missile forces taking part in the exercises. In a recent private meeting at the Singapore Security Forum, the US and China defense chiefs clashed over the Taiwan Strait, which is only 80 miles wide at its narrowest point, with China disputing that the strait is international waters. On May 23, 2022, US President Joe Biden said that the US would defend Taiwan if it came under attack. In response, China again conducted military exercises as a warning to the United States and Taiwan. Taiwan's forces also conducted a missile firing exercise on May 24, 2022. When a U.S. delegation led by Senator Tammy Duckworth recently visited Taipei, Taiwan, to talk about the U.S. support for Taiwan's security, 30 Chinese aircraft flew into Taiwan's air defense identification zone. It was the second largest number of daily incursions since the beginning of the year. These are daily incursions, according to Radio Free Asia. With its pronouncement and denunciations of U.S. relations with Taiwan, China is daring the United States to take any action around Taiwan that would go against Chinese claims, which it could use as a pretext for going to war. However, China perhaps does not realize that the US has no interest in going to war with anyone until its own direct interests and those of its allies are threatened. Germany, China, or any of their allies such as Modi's India or Iran or other Muslim allies would have to take the first steps in starting the war before the United States would go to war with any of them. The US and British Commonwealth nations have all the natural, agricultural, and mineral resources they need for their own use. They do not need to occupy or control anyone else's territory. Therefore, there is absolutely no incentive for the United States to start a war with any country in the world unless its own security is threatened. On the other hand, Germany, China, and Modi's India desperately need land, mineral, and other natural resources, which is an incentive for them to fight to snatch them rather than obtaining what they need by trade, which no one in the world is impeding them from obtaining. Thus, China's rantings about Taiwan are also an indication that it wants to start a war with the United States, but the United States has no need to take the bait. However, China may create an incident around Taiwan by attacking USA vessels or Taiwan military assets, which could escalate into a wider war, leading to the Third World War. In my opinion, all these signals point to China preparing to start the Third World War very shortly. While I never set dates, we may not have long to wait. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please continue to watch my videos and read my articles on important world events, World War III watch, politics, international business, advice on health and medical problems, and much more for in-depth and insightful analysis. Please also subscribe to my YouTube and Facebook channels, Unmasked Truth with Harmanjit Saini, to view and get information on the latest videos. Some people do not have the time to go through the full length of videos. They find it more convenient to read the text of the video. Unfortunately, YouTube does not provide the facility to make the text of my videos available on YouTube. But fortunately, Facebook does provide that facility. So I make the text of my videos available on my Facebook channel, which you can easily copy.